Woo! Good morning. Jason Howland here on a Tuesday morning. Love and Life Action Closer over here at the Action Closer Studios, getting ready to change the world today, man. Listen, closing changes the world. I want you guys to understand how important that is, okay? Somebody asked me the other day, why closing, Jason? Why closing? Why not just sales? Isn't closing too specialized? And I was like, dude, first of all, don't tell me anything is too anything, okay? It's not too specialized. And here's why. Because without closing, nothing happens. Without closing, not a dang thing's going to happen, okay? You can sell all you want to. You can sell the whole world on your product. They can believe in it, but somebody else closes it. You did nothing. But you want to change the world, close a deal. You can't change the world without closing a deal. You can't raise money without closing a deal. You can't do anything without closing a deal, okay? So, Eric, what's happening? Listen, the bottom line is, okay, if you can't close, you can't change the world. If you want to change the world, learn to close, become an action closer. You can change the world. The bottom line is every time a deal is sold, somebody's life gets better. Every time a deal is sold, a child eats. Somebody has a roof over their head. Somebody gets money to do something they need to do. Without closing deals, nothing ever happens. Learn to close. If kids came out of school, if kids grew up and when they hit the job market, they already knew how to close deals, imagine the economy. Think about it. Imagine what the economy would be if you, your neighbor, the guy across the street, everyone knew how to close. Man, there wouldn't be any hunger. We can end hunger with this thing, man. Let's become action closers. Dude, I'm telling you the truth. So one of the main parts of being an action closer, man, I want to tell you about responsibility. You have to be responsible. You have to be responsible for everything, man. It's not anything else. It's you, man. You don't close the deal, it's you. You don't make it on time, it's you. You don't do this, it's you. You don't do that, it's you. It doesn't matter, it's you. Be responsible, man. Be responsible. Understand. Look at me. Look right here. Come on. Come in a little bit closer and listen. Be responsible. All right. So I think there's three questions. In fact, I know there's three questions you're going to have to ask yourself if you want to learn to be personally responsible, because being personally responsible is one of the major steps to becoming an action closer. You want to join that movement, you got to be personally responsible. Okay. The first thing you got to do is ask yourself this question. Do I make excuses? Ever? Do I ever make excuses? All right. I want you to play the no excuses game. Go 3 days without making an excuse. And every time you don't make an excuse, you make an excuse, just make a note of it, write down what it was, because excuses tend to repeat themselves, right? Make a note, write it down. Don't make a big deal out of it. Don't feel personally defeated because everyone's been there, but you got to get out of the habit, man. You got to learn to go entire weeks, months, years without making excuses, being responsible, because when you make an excuse, you learn nothing. When you make a mistake, you take full responsibility for that mistake. If I go into a sales situation and I don't close that deal, it is my fault. It is not the customer's fault. It's not the fault of the economy. It's not the fault of anything but me, okay? So if I do that, if I take that level of responsibility for everything that I do, then I learn from every mistake I make, because I don't want to make it again, because, man, I don't like being responsible for anything but good. Nobody does, right? So learn to be responsible by not making excuses. So again, what you need to do is write down every time you make an excuse, write it down, and then remember not to make that excuse next time, and to just take it on and understand that it's a learning experience. If every bad experience becomes a learning experience, guess what? You don't have bad experiences anymore. You have learning experiences. You have positive experiences in your life. So be responsible. Don't make excuses. Don't do it. Did you hear me? Don't make excuses. Okay. The next thing is, next question you need to ask yourself in the process of becoming personally responsible. Do I blame others? That's right. You can't blame other people. You can't do it. Do I blame others is a question you have to ask yourself, okay? So when you're out, something happens, you're doing your thing and whatever's going on, and you're like, man, that really went wrong. That was so and so's fault. And again, same thing. Write it down. Don't blame other people. Don't let yourself do it. You can't, in a closing situation, you can't blame the customer. It's your job to close them. It's not their job to close themselves. That is your responsibility. Remember, take responsibility. Don't blame others. It's not somebody else's fault. It has nothing to do with anybody but you. And even if it does, it doesn't. I'm saying in your mind, you have to keep it that way. Even if you think it's somebody else's fault, you don't place the blame. You take responsibility yourself. Write down the experience. You should be journaling all the time. You should be writing things down. You should be typing things in, whatever it takes. You've got to make sure that in every circumstance that you're responsible for your own actions. You're responsible for whatever happens. If your family is in poverty, guess what? It's your fault. Sorry to say it. It's your fault, right? If you're standing in the food line with a food stamp card, that's your fault. That's not anybody else's fault. And that brings me to the third question you got to ask yourself. You ask yourself these three questions every single day, morning and night. Every single day, morning and night. And whenever something doesn't go right, ask yourself these three questions. And I promise you, you'll become an action closer before you know it. You'll be part of the movement, man. You'll be changing the world, man. So this one is, do I blame circumstance? Oh, man. Oh, I was born in the ghetto, man. I got no way out. Oh man, I got addicted to drugs when I was younger, man. I can't succeed now. My life is over. I'm in my 40s, man. How am I ever going to get any better, man? Eric, man, what's happening? Thank you. Listen, it doesn't matter. What's the circumstance? Oh man, I got a flat tire. So sell something to the tow truck driver, man. Come on, man. Get your mind right. Get it right, man. Become an action closer. Close yourself. How about that, right? Wow. Deep in here, close yourself. You can't blame circumstance. You can't blame what happened to you for the reason you're not going to take action, right? TAT, we talk about it all the time. Don't wait on this. You want to be an action closer? You want to change the world? You got to take action today, baby. You can't wait. You got to take action now. You can't wait at all. You've got to do it right now, not later, not 15 minutes from now, not 2 hours from now, not tomorrow. Never wait. Take action now. You know what to do. You know what the right thing is, man. Don't let these two, the angel and the devil on your shoulder, messing with you. Do the right thing. You got to take action, because I'll tell you right now, you can change the world. Listen to me. Look me in the eyes. You can change the world, but you have to be personally responsible. You have to close whatever deal it is you want to close, right? You want to raise money for a charity. You got to close them deals, man. You want to sell $1 million worth of encyclopedias on the street, man. You can do it, but you got to close, man. You got to get that deal. You got to get the ink. Don't think, get the ink, right? Take action today. T-A-T, TAT. Take action today. Become an action closer. Change the world. If you're looking for help, man, if you're looking to get better at this, right? You're looking to learn to be a closer, not just a salesman. What's the difference, you say? Here's the difference between a salesperson and a closer, okay? A salesperson can convince people that what they have is a good idea, or that their idea is a good idea, or that their charity is a good charity to work with, right? That's great, but they don't get anything, right? A closer, an action closer, is taking action to get the deal done. So now I didn't just convince somebody that a charity is a good charity. I convinced them to donate to the charity. I didn't convince somebody that my product is a better product, that the car they're looking at on my lot is a great car, because they can buy that down the street. They don't make, like, I don't know of any car lot that sells exclusive cars, man. So, like, you can get it somewhere else. But the action closer closes that deal. That way, the people at his dealership get to eat dinner tomorrow and the next day and the next day, because an action closer is so confident. An action closer knows how to close He walks into any sales situation, she walks into any sales situation confident that they can lock this thing down and then they can change the world. You want to change the world, learn how to close deals. That's what I got to tell you today. Again, my name is Jason Howland. If you want to learn to become an action closer, you want to go through the Action Closer program, man, we got some awesome deals for you. Give us a call, 586-231-1497. We'll help you out. Go to my website, jasonhowland.com, if you want to check out some more information. I try to give 100 times more than I take. There's a whole bunch of videos, whole bunch of information, some blogs, some really cool stuff you can check out, jasonhowland.com. Again, give me a call. You just want to chat, man. I love talking, man. 586-231-1497, and we will get you on the road to becoming an action closer. So, again, to recap today's lesson, man, something you got to learn is ask yourself these 3 questions and create personal responsibility. Do I make excuses? Number 1, do I make excuses? Can't make excuses. Number 2, do I blame others for what happens to me? Do I blame others for what happens to me? Number 3, do I blame circumstance? Is it the fault of what's going on around me? Is it the fault of everything else? Man, if you do any of those 3 things, you're not taking personal responsibility. You won't make it to action closer. No big deal. Write them down, start journaling, make it awesome. Learn how to be personally responsible. If this video was enjoyable, man, hit those share buttons. Somebody give me some buttons, man. Somebody hit the share button. Somebody help me grow so I can help you grow. And in the meantime, make today the best day of your life.